Andrew, you ready for this episode? We gotta clear our throats. It's early in the morning. Aha. La 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 la. All right, everybody. This episode we're gonna be discussing modern westerns. Wait. There's so many different little nooks and crannies of the western. You could do like an episode with like three every week, just like horror westerns, spaghetti westerns, noir westerns. Actually, I don't think there's any noir westerns. I made that up. So this one, it's not modern made westerns. You know, like Silverado and what's the one? Kevin Costner, Robert Duvall. Damn it. Still early, people. Yeah, open range, stuff like that. Stuff made in the last like 20, 30 years. Not modern age, but westerns set in the modern day. Because I said something to somebody else about this, and they got very confused. Yeah, I got the same thing. Another Bruce Willis movie is Sunset, where it's in the 20s and it's kind of like a western, but it can't be included. Yeah, yeah. Well, the first one we're starting off is the one I watched last night, Straight to Hell. Right, I've never seen the original. Why? What's the difference? Yeah? Yeah, that was actually quite interesting. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was. Go ahead. No, I just didn't. I didn't know that there was gonna be stop motion animation, and it threw me off. I was like, "What?" And I didn't know if that was part of the original or not. I think it's gonna be a movie that is gonna grow on me. I found myself a little bored in the middle. I feel like it was just kind of spinning its wheels, and nothing interesting. I will say this: besides the stop motion animation, the parts that I really enjoy are the music scenes. There's two parts of the movie where it basically stops, and they have like this big sing along thing, and I thought that was like, wow, that's interesting. I wanna pay attention to this. But it helps that the movie is um, almost everybody cast in it is a musician, correct? Yeah, Cy Richardson and Xander Berkeley, I think, are the only actual act. Well, there's Dennis Hopper in a cameo, but I mean, um, for the most part, it's just musicians. Yeah, and it's cool that they did it for a real small budget. I imagine the Redux has a lot more enhanced effects and stuff like that. Effects, I can't. Say, that's not even a word. Yeah, there's a lot of blood. Wow, crazy amount of blood. Have you seen Repo Girl? I'm afraid to watch it. I love Repo Man so much that I realize I feel like it's just gonna ruin it for me. All right, so the plot for Straight to Hell is a little confusing. At the same time, it's insanely simple, so that's why I feel like an idiot. Basically, you have your three criminals coming into this little nothing town, and isn't it a remake of a spaghetti western? It kind of feels a little bit. I've actually seen that one. Yeah, yeah. There's 1,000 movies with Django in it. Yeah, and almost everybody in this movie is just terrible, just awful pieces of crap. Okay. And then Courtney Love, almost unrecognizable. It's like it's her, but you know how okay, so you've seen The Mask, obviously. Jim Carrey The Mask. You know when the villain he gets changed and it's basically just like this extra layer on his face. It looks like him, but it's not him. That's what Courtney Love looks like. Right. Oh, Chloe Webb? No. I can't remember. The movie's very weird. There's so many characters. It's insane. Every time I feel like I'm starting to get to know a character, they dump another one on me for another 5 minutes, and I'm just like, but I wait, what? Or someone will show up for like a minute. Yeah, and Jim Jarmusch shows up for a minute, and you're like, hey, it's Jim. Oh, and then he's. um, yeah, it's a strange movie. Yeah, this is more midnight. That's kind of strange. I wonder why. Maybe they couldn't get the rights. Yeah, yeah, I know. Seems like an obvious. All right, our second movie. We got Way of the Gun, which I wanted to choose for a road movie a few months ago, and we kind of put it off. Okay, an excellent modern day western. A lot of his slow mo drives me up. You know what's weird? Okay, so here's one. We talked about this on an earlier episode. My favorite Peckinpah movie is gonna make people throw up right now. Is Convoy. I know it's when everybody said he's sold out, but it's his most entertaining. I like Wild Bunch quite a bit. I love The Getaway, but Convoy I can just watch over and over. Yeah. Yeah, well, Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia is a great movie too, but it's also severely depressing. Right. Who is going to be doing the next Mission Impossible? Yeah, and this one, I mean, it's a crime movie, but it's an action-packed crime movie. I mean, there's really not a wasted moment either. You got an amazing dialogue going on, or you have one of the best action sequences. Every action sequence is really, really well thought out. It's as if he had talked to a SWAT specialist. There is a movie. Okay, right. There is a movie with Robert Patrick and Michael Rooker that it must have been designed by the same guy because it almost has the same exact setup. Rogue Force. The movie's not very good, but the action sequences are brilliant, and I get the same feeling when I watch In Way of the Gun. Is that someone really, really thought them out, and there's not a single wasted bullet. There's not every single thing. It's like a chess game, watching them move from place to place. Right. The plot of the movie basically is they're hired to kidnap Juliette Lewis, who is pregnant, and basically demand money because, God, it's complicated because she's actually a surrogate for this rich couple that this lady's just too lazy to have a baby. Lady basically seems too lazy to do anything. And so they get Juliette Lewis to be the surrogate. She gets kidnapped and taken to Mexico, and they hire Nikki Cat. No, no, no. Nikki Cat's already part of the team, right? Nikki Cat and uh, yeah, Tay Diggs. Thank you. This is the movie where I really started. I never heard of. I knew of Tay Diggs from how Stella Got Her Groove Back, but I had never seen it. Probably never gonna see it. Honestly, it's just not my wheelhouse. So I knew who he was, but I'd never seen him act. So I was really interested in him. But it was Nicky Cat. After seeing this, I was like, "Holy crap! Who is this guy?" And then immediately after Way of the Gun came out, he was in Boston Public. I became a huge fan of that until they took him off and screw it. I didn't want to watch it anymore. Oh man, no, seriously. If you find Boston Public, the first two seasons are amazing. Third season's okay, and then all of a sudden fourth season, oh, the ratings are dropping. We got to be sensationalized, and they add the girl from Star Trek, the one in the tight suit, big boobs. Um, well, nah, nah. She was like a Borg. Yeah, they focused on her, and that was it, and it sucked. Sorry about that segue, people. Way of the Gun. I love the fact that the choices made by the actors are just kill me because Ryan Felipe decided to act the entire movie as if he had burnt the roof of his mouth. Yeah, that was his. I was listening to the commentary track when it came out, and they go that was his actor's choice is that he wanted to try to be he wanted to combine Dustin Hoffman with someone who had burnt the roof of their mouth. So this the whole time. Yeah, he can't really talk. Yeah, but I love the guy that's with them because the guy comes up all confident and he's like, "I'm gonna fuck you stupid and whip you silly" or something like that. What in real life? Wow. Wow, that sucks. Glad I didn't break or anything. Knock a tooth out or break her nose. Wow. Oh, and then Jeffrey Lewis and James Caan come in the middle as basically like guns for hire to get Juliette Lewis back. And I think it's James Caan's most confident role in decades. I mean, not since like the probably like Thief has he been so confident. I just really loved his character. My favorite line of his is the only thing you can assume about an old man is that he's a survivor. And I was like, hell yeah, this is great dialogue. They did. They hated it, and it didn't do very well. But luckily, he shot it real cheap. He shot it for like 5 million, so made its money back. Oh, it is. Well, him slapping the hooker on the ass as they're leaving the whorehouse. Yeah, they're down and dirty, but who's the worst? I mean, basically, I mean, if you haven't seen the movie, we're kind of ruining it for you. But there's a scene at the end where basically they reveal what their real intentions are that they want to protect, and I thought it was a great, I guess. But I always wondered, are they dead? Do you think they're dead? I mean, they're messed up. They could be retired in Boca. Well, Lone Survivor shows those guys basically riddled with bullets and they still fought, and that's a true story. All right, third movie. Yeah, yeah. I saw it after Desperado, and I got bored. Oh, throwing the bullets. Throwing the bullets is always my. Yeah, when I saw this, no, I saw it on Labor Day, um, '95. I had just come back from college, and we went to a double feature, Desperado and Mortal Kombat, and both have not aged as well as I had thought. I have to take Desperado with the thought that it's basically Looney Tunes. It is a cartoon, live action, violent thing. Mortal Kombat sucks. I can't even back that up for anything. That movie is shit now. Desperado though, I loved it. I watched it over and over and over. I hate shoot 'em up with an unwavering passion because it's so desperate to get your affection. Um, I don't know why. It is. I like the action. I like the action part, but I think the movie in general is just cynical. Let's just grab your cash. Aren't we so cool? Kind of thing. Desperado has a whole different attitude. Yes, there was a period where I watched it over and over and over, and then I revisited it when I was in my late 20s. I was like, oh, this is kind of stupid. This isn't anywhere nearly as cool as I thought it was. And then I saw it a couple years ago, and then I thought, well, hold on. If I view it as completely out of reality, as if this was an animation adaptation. You know, like it had the same attitude, style, whatever. I can tolerate Desperado more than I can shoot him up by a long shot, but I'm not gonna be able to see Desperado like a lot through the rest of my life. I'll probably watch it one more time. And I'll be good. Well, it's also the age that you see it at. When you're 18, you just want to see action. You're not so much into the whole plot. And especially, I was a John Woo fanatic. I had seen The Killer, then Hard Boiled, and Hard Target, and I became obsessed with the double gun. Anything with, if I saw a trailer, no matter how bad it was, if I saw a guy sliding around with two guns in hands, I was like, yeah, I'm there. I'm totally there. I have to see this. I saw a lot of bad direct to video movies, man. Woo. Yeah. Antonio Banderas. Speaking of flashes, I think it's the only time she's really nude. Yeah, yeah, but I was 18 at the time, and this is permanently set in my memory. It's burned forever. Yeah, is it good? I haven't seen it yet. I like her. Have you ever seen Banditas? Have you ever seen Banditas? I I like that one too. That one's a lot of fun. Very good. And this is the first time I ever saw Danny Trejo, or at least it's the first time he registered. I know he did a ton of action movies before that, but I think it was kind of before my time. Yeah, Runaway Train, Death Wish 4. Couple of, yeah, yeah. Oh, he's supposed to be Machete in Spy Kids. I had no idea it was the same character. Yeah, I was just surprised. Right. Yeah, yeah. Now it's out of control, which is what we end up doing for the show. Which I have not seen since it came out. All right, number four, Frontera. No, it's not Frontera. It's One Night in Mexico. It is good. I wasn't sure if it counted as a western or a detective. Right. And the movie's excellent. It's more of a commentary on basically how we treat people who come over from Mexico. You know, yes, they come over illegally, but the harsh environment basically that they are exposed to when they come over here, and the way we treat them is a strong part. It's also a detective story trying to find out who killed Ed Harris's wife, and it's a real strong role for pretty much everybody involved. Eva Longoria impressed me. I thought she was excellent in that movie. All right, but the real meat of it is I don't know why I said that. Let's erase that. I don't know what the hell I was just saying that. All right, so this one is Robert Duvall. I can't. How old is Robert Duvall? I feel like he's 9,000. He's been doing movies forever. Was he born old? I've never seen him young. Yeah, basically, is what he loves. So this one is he's lost everything. He's reaching the end of his life, and he's ready to put a bullet in his head when his grandson shows up and tells him he's there to visit. And they go to Mexico for a night on the town, and it turns into something much, much bigger. This is almost more of a. You know what? I said there's no noir westerns. This is almost a noir. Just in the color and the tone, it's not really a western. It's it's a drug smuggling kind of thing going on, and there's really dark characters and the way they set up the light. So basically, they pick up a couple of guys on the way to Mexico, and they leave. Oh God, I watched it a couple months ago. I haven't watched it since. They have drugs in the car, right? Okay. Right. Yeah. And Robert Duvall is one stubborn man. It drives you nuts. The things that he does are just so insane. But then all of a sudden, the kid kind of flips, and it kind of goes hand in hand. When the son is like the father, and the grandson is like that father. So I mean, if he's gonna be stubborn, so is grandson. There's a good chance of that. And they both go to these limits where you're like, are you kidding me? Why? Why are you still doing this? And they're just desperate to get this money back, and they have a girl along the way, and I forgot how she even becomes part of it. Yeah. Yeah. Now, the Western element is interesting, but it's more of an actor's. Like you said, it's a family drama. It's more of an actor's piece. The kid, the one from Warhorse, he is excellent. I think he's really growing into be a good actor. But man, it's Robert Duvall. Every time he comes onto the screen for anything, he just kills it. He is one of our most amazing actors, and he gets credit, but not. He's not like an A-lister. He never wrote. He never was, and it's kind of a bummer. He's like the Gene Hackman kind of guy. He's not good looking, but Gene Hackman got more, I think, headlining roles after Hoosiers than Robert Duvall ever did. Yeah. No, no, I do. I have these adventures every weekend. I do, and there's a delay, isn't there? There's a delay in the way we're talking right now, isn't there? There is. There was like a 3 second delay between me saying that and you ain't responding. I was wondering. That's okay. Um, all right. So fourth movie. It was no wait, hold on. Are we on fifth movie now? We're on fifth movie. Oh, you never seen it before? Oh, oh, yeah. Oh man, I think he's my favorite director. I think John Carpenter for a long time, but now it's Walter Hill. I can watch almost anything he does over and over, except for Bullet in the Head. I can't. I don't think I'll ever be able to see that again. Supernova, I've watched it a couple times. It's not the greatest. Of course, I think he's been dropping as the years go on. Like Undisputed wasn't that great. But if you look at the beginning, you have the Warriors. I'm gonna leave Driver back here. Dump the Driver. Hard Times, the Warriors. Well, you're shaking your head. Do you not like the Warriors? What the huh? All right, we have to end this now. I gotta go. It's the Odyssey. It's basically the Odyssey. It's amazing. All right, so let's stop here because I. What? If it had to be the most amazing movie ever. They're fighting skeletons and dragons in the middle of New York. You're like, what the? I mean, I guess it's a comic book movie, but you got to take it up a notch. What? Lies! Lies! It's like you're pooping in my ear. Yeah, he wanted to do that. No, no, no. He he wanted to do that back in the 70s. He wanted to do it back in the 70s, and they wouldn't clear it. So, um, all right. What about Southern Comfort? You gotta love Southern Comfort. That is his best movie. Okay, good, good. Oh, I was scared. um, this is right where his career started to fall apart. He had a lot of success. Crossroads didn't do that well, which is an excellent movie. Extreme Prejudice bombed. Johnny Handsome bombed, and then he broke down and ended up doing 48 Hours too, which it's kind of the moment where you're like, and you wonder if he was starting to sell out. I really, really enjoy Extreme Prejudice. I think it's the manliest movie ever made, next to Stone Cold. Have you ever seen Stone Cold? That movie is dripping with Budweiser and sweat and burnt tires. You've never seen Stone Cold? Oh my god, it is so insanely macho. Uh, all right. What? Oh, this is breaking. It's great for any age. Oh, you hurt me here, man. You hurt me. All right, Extreme Prejudice. Powers Booth, highly underrated. I love Powers Booth. Um, Powers Booth, Nick Nolte used to be friends, and it's gotten to the point where they've gone in different directions, which is kind of a cliche, but Nick Nolte is now a sheriff in Texas. Across the border, Powers Booth is a drug lord. And somewhere along. Oh, he's a ranger. And somewhere along the way, Nick Nolte's character gets involved with this secret underground, like, FBI group. Like, yeah. To take down Powers Booth. Yeah, but they're not all clean. Let's just say one of them. Yeah. And who? Myra Kyle. Yeah, yeah. And they never show him running. Have you ever seen Michael Ironside run? It's very painful. Total Recall? He does this with his hands when he runs. It's insane. No, seriously. Like, I was watching V. The very first time I ever saw it was on V, and he's running around a corner, and he's yelling at Mark Singer, and he's like, Gooder! He always call him Gooder for some reason. But he's running like, God, I wish you could see it. He runs like this. His arms flailing. Hubba hubba. You know what I just discovered? Yeah, what I just discovered is that I should never sum up a plot for anything ever. I'm going to let you do that because inside this head is a hamster on a wheel that has been drinking and playing pinball all night. Have you ever noticed when I try to describe a movie and I'm like, and look, shiny objects, I gotta go. What was I talking about again? It's terrible, man. It's shit. uh, mm-hmm. Oh god, it's so much gore, and I'm still mad. I've never seen a widescreen version of this. I've only ever found pan and scan, no matter what. And this is one of those movies where the company that made it went out of business. They sold the rights to one company, went to another company, went to another company, and I just don't think since it was a bomb that anybody has any interest on cleaning it up, putting it in widescreen, and giving it the. I mean, Walter Hill shot ultra wide, like the way Carpenter shot. Ah, all right. This is one of those movies where you have, if you love character actors, you are just up to your nose in character actors. You got Michael Ironside, Rip Torn, Clancy Brown, William Forsythe, Larry B. Scott. Okay, here's the one I love: Tiny Zeus Lister. Now, isn't Tiny his nickname already? Why is it Tiny and Zeus? I don't know. I've never understood it. Oh, okay. Oh, how can I forget? Huh. I always wondered about that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Cool. All right, what is our last movie? Oh, God, I love this movie. This movie is so good. And it plays kind of like a horror movie. I mean, it plays a little bit like a serial killer kind of movie. Steve Bisley. It's a really the here's the thing about Patrick Hughes is I really thought that he was going to change Expendables for the better, and I'll say Expendables 3 is the best of the trilogy, but I really thought he was going to ground it more, and I feel like he was more of a gun for hire. Stallone has a habit. Stallone does this. He hires young directors or guys who are really good with the craftsmanship. They're not so good at the acting part. Like George P. Cosmatos, he was one of those guys who was real good at technical stuff, which Stallone didn't want to be bothered with. So Stallone actually directed Rambo 2 and Cobra, and Kurt Russell used him for Tombstone. But the credit went to George. So I feel like the director was chosen because he was young. He needed an opportunity to do something big to get his name out there. So he was probably just being told what to do by Stallone the whole time. So I was a little disappointed in that. But this is a very distinct vision. And if Expendables had gone more serious, low key, I think it would have been amazing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No kidding. It looks so bad in the back, and it was campy. The tone was just too jokey. I was like, oh come on. Um, what's your favorite scene? You're right. Yeah, my favorite scene is the diner, or no, he's in the bar where he puts a quarter in the machine and plays Black Eyed Bruiser, and it builds up and builds up, and there's people in the building that he's going to take out, and they're just kind of like waiting. It's just like this tension thing, but at the same time, it's such a badass song that it sets a tone. And I'm like, yeah, Black Eyed Bruiser is probably one of the greatest songs I've never heard of. Stevie Wright, I guess he was like a big thing in Australia. He just never had a hit here. Damn shame. Oh, Stevie Wright. He was big in Australia, but he never had a hit here in America. But Black Eyed Bruiser, I swear, is one of the best damn songs I've ever heard. Nah. Right. Very lean and mean. Not a wasted moment. Everything, every little tiny little thing matters, and that's it's just like I said. It's a shame that he basically took Expendables 3. Maybe it'll lead to something else. At least that'll show a bigger studio that he can handle a movie that big, and he'll find something that he can put his voice into later. Danny Cannon. Do you remember Danny Cannon? He did The Young Americans, which was really good. And then he did Judge Dredd, and that was it. He was done. He did one of those I Know What You Did Last Summer movies. I think it was, you remember that thing that you did last summer? I haven't forgotten. I think that was the name of that one. I don't know. But, I mean, he was, yeah, who does? Does he? Damn. I'm waiting for his next movie. Oh, I haven't seen it, so I hardly watch any TV. No, okay. Yeah, actually, he is doing something, isn't he? Something big, or he's at least attached to something big. Uh, he got signed recently to develop something. Hopefully it's not another gun for hire kind of thing, but some directors do that and it works. Some don't, but it's like we're talking about Walter Hill. When he does gun for hire stuff, it's bad. When he's really focused on what he wants to do, it's awesome. Patrick Hughes. Oh, he's doing the Raid. He's doing the remake of the Raid. Yeah. Huh. Taylor Kitsch is attached with Frank Grillo. I like Frank Grillo a lot. Taylor Kitsch, I'm kind of. Yeah, I actually think John Carter's. I think John Carter's severely underrated. All right, we're hitting an hour point here. I guess we should probably stop. Yeah, yeah. Well, or yeah, yeah, or when we talk over each other because there's a delay. Whew. Yeah. Cool. I don't mind at all. I mean, that's so weird. Even for a second there, you kind of went into a John Travolta. Okay. All right, everybody, that is it for video night. I think this is going to be the last of our long episodes. We've been getting shorter and shorter. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we found ourselves at a point where we were only doing one episode a month, and that's not a lot of content. We're trying to stay more regular. We're eating our fiber, or at least our movie fiber, and we're gonna try to give you one episode every Monday. We'll just do a mini-sode or what did I just watch, or maybe a special. Sometimes I hate to say it, but I have a short attention span. I like to try new things. So every once in a while you might see like an experimental episode. If you hate it, let us know that it sucks. If you love it, pour it on. Just drench it on me. Just what's that? You know what I want to discuss? Because I have another show called Trash Cinema, but they're usually just about terrible, terrible movies. We kind of have we have video night together, but then we have our little tiny spin-offs. And There's a movie that I've been looking for forever and a day. It's called Lunatics: A Love Story with Deborah Foreman and Bruce Campbell, and I finally found it after like 25 years of searching. I just watched it. It's crazy, it's fun, it's exciting, and I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about Crime Wave. Those are bonkers movies, and I think that'd be fun to talk. Okay. Nah, nobody will listen to Lunatics: A Love Story. Nobody. It won't get a single download. No one knows what the hell it is. Yeah, we can't go too long. All right, let's do our goodbyes. And that's it for us here at Video Nights. Check us out. We have a little page set up on Facebook. You can come and like and hang out and tell us what you think. And that's it from me. Be excellent to each other.